Natural minor, melodic minor, or harmonic minor. Those three were the main three minors. And in the 20th century, you got blues and minor pentatonic were added. And then you had in the 90s, you had these guys, I want to say 90s, 2000s, these guys, these metal guys were using harmonic minor from the fifth. And that's the shred sound. That's the metal shred sound, is harmonic minor from the fifth. So that's the practical application of harmonic minor these days. Although in classical music, what happens in harmonic minor is the chords. If you look at the chords, let's take a look here. Bear with me a second here. Let me look up here. Quick look. Oh, there's one. Okay, here we go. Okay, here you have this. You have your triads, your seventh chords, your ninth chords, your 11th chords, and 13th chords. And then after that, you have more modern chords. You have a major with a flat 5, sus4 with a flat 5, a minor with a +5, and a sus4 +5. Okay. Now, if you have a major with a +5, that's one of the original chords. That's an augmented chord, isn't it? Right there. That's a major with a +5, right? So that doesn't go on our list down there. Now you here have altered seventh chords. These are all used in classical and modern classical and jazz. And they use combinations of chords. Okay, so for example, you could take any triad, like one of these triads here, 1, 3, 5, and then you could convert it into a 6-note chord by doing what? You could stack two of them together, right? So that's what's going on these days, is they take these triads as little building blocks. And if you want to make a 6-note chord, which would be an 11th chord, right? So here you have a triad. Then here you have another triad, 7, 9, and 11. So if you're here and you go C, E, G, that's going to be a B, right? D, F sharp. So B, D, F sharp is what kind of chord? That would be a B minor over a C. Does that make sense? Because it's a 6-note chord, right? But is it easier for you on the fly to play this So which one is easier, this one or this one? If you're sitting down at the piano, this one you got to do a little bit of thinking, right? C major 9 plus 11, right? Well, you have to figure that out. But here, most piano players can play a B minor, right? And do you know anybody who can't play a C? Your brother's dog, right? He can't play a C, right? How about your great 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 grandfather? He can't play a C, right? He doesn't exist anymore, right? So we call these polychords. Okay, so polychords are the triad plus another triad on top of it, right? Now, if you have a 13th chord, you have two options. You can go a triad with a 4-note chord. So a C major 13 plus 11 is actually a what? B, D, F sharp, A. What chord is that? B minor 7, right? So that'd be a B minor 7 over C. Would that be easier to figure out on the fly if you're a keyboard player? Now, here's an added bonus. What if you're a guitar player? Well, if you're in an orchestra or a big band or even a combo with another keyboard player, if you're the guitar player, you'll just play that and then leave that up to the keyboard player. And you can also have the bass player just play a C, right? The bass player can play a C and a G together, right? Without the third, or a C and an E. Just on two strings. And that fills out the sound really well. That's like arranging the chord for your ensemble. If you have a big chord, you want to split the notes up between the instruments. Okay, so now, do you guys have this chart?
Is it on the blackboard?
I think so. I think it is. Let's take a look. Is that? No, I don't see it. Huh. All right, I'll put it right there. Let's see. Oh no, it's not a web link. It's a file. Okay. Right there. Boom. There it is. Down here. We'll put it up here. Okay. Okay, so did everybody upload their homework already? Raise your hand. You get your homework uploaded?
I was gonna get to it after class. It's kind of a lot of.
All right.
About like 2 pages left to do, so I'll finish them after class and then send it out.
Okay. All right. So now,
Yeah, I didn't want to be like taking pictures and not paying attention.
I got it. So, turn it in today. You guys all turn it in today, sometime today. Today means it by the end of the day, which is what time? 5 o'clock or something like that. 5 o'clock, right?
Okay.
Okay. I won't have time to grade them until after 5 o'clock anyway. So there you go. All right, Alex, is your camera not working?
I don't know. It's like I'm not like stopping my video from being shared. My camera just isn't. I try like logging out, logging back in. It's not like I have my camera off. It's just not turning on. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you might want to try rebooting the computer. Do you know how to do that?
Yeah, you want me to do that right now?
Yeah. We we're not going to get too heavy into a subject immediately, so go for it.
Okay, I'll be back.
Yeah. All right. Stanley, you doing all right? Did you stay up till 5 in the morning again? The what link didn't work? The class video. Which class video was it? Is your mic not working? Is your microphone off? The link for the class video. Did you get it, Nathan? Nathaniel? Your mic's off.
I think he's saying the link for the Zoom on Wednesday did not work for him.
The link for the Zoom? It's weird. But you got the video, right, Nathaniel?
Or no, the link for the recording of the Zoom.
The one I put on Blackboard?
Yeah. I mean, I opened both of those to check and they both worked.
And Stan, yours didn't work?
No,
So how far did you get with the homework?
I didn't do it.
Oh, man.
I didn't know. I don't have the notes. I can't do the homework.
You could have done it up to at least page 12 where you have all the notes already, the fixed notes are already listed.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, you guess, yeah.
Well, okay, I had a question for that.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the recording and I like wrote them all down. And you had us, I think, do 2 Aeolian like scales
Yeah.
pages, both starting on G.
They were both on G?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just do one of them.
Okay.
You know, you can avoid a duplication. There, your camera works now. All right, let's talk about these scales. Okay, can everybody see this? Okay. So, we're trying to group these into categories. Okay? So, if you have your good old major scale, now that has a couple names. We call it major or if it were a mode, does anybody know the Greek name for the mode? Anybody remember?
Is that
Ionian.
Ionian, good. Okay, now we don't want to go down the list of modes like everybody does. Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, blah 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 blah. We want to group the modes into what kind of sound they have. So this is the common denominator that we're looking at right now. This note here, that 3, that's a major third, right? So we want to figure out the modes that have a major third in it. So the first one is going to be really, really close to the Ionian mode. It's like you have Earth 1 and Earth 2. Did I say something funny, Nathaniel? Or do I just look funny?
No, I apologize.
Are you drawing like cartoons on my face?
No, well, my mic is so when I answer questions, I yell it at my screen and then have to turn my mic back on and then say it again.
Man, entertainment takes a lot of different forms these days. All right, let's go to this scale here. C, D, E. That E is part of our major concept here. So now, what's this? F sharp, right? So we still have that major third, right? That gives it its major-ish sound, right? Where the hell is ish anyway? You know where that is? Anybody from there? The country of Ish? Do you know what the name of this mode is? Somebody?
Is it Lydian?
Lydian. So the Ionian mode is going to have a formula 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Lydian is going to be 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Now we have one more mode of the major scale, still a major mode. That has a flat 7, but it's still got the major triad, the major third in there. So who wants to take a guess at that one?
Mixolydian.
mix?
Mixolydian, right? Okay, so the formula for that one Okay, so those are the 3 modes available from the major scale that have a major third in it, right? So now we want to push ahead a little bit. There's another mode that has one tweak to it, and that's used a lot in jazz, and I'm going to use a different color. More modern of these would be this one. So you'd have a 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. Now, that's the formula for that one. This one could be given 2 different names. Anybody want to guess? Alex.
I don't know. Maybe like Hungarian, but I don't think that's.
Well, if you looked at it, the sharp 4 indicates Lydian, right? Right? Okay. So, a lot of people would call it a Lydian flat 7. Or you could call it a Mixolydian sharp 4. So, what does that sound like? Nathaniel, can you play it for us?
Yeah. Let me turn on my piano, I guess. I'm going to start anyway. Okay. C, F sharp, B flat.
Yeah. Good. Danielle, can you play it?
I don't have a piano next to me.
Oh, I don't use it. Trust me.
You don't use the piano?
It's not very helpful.
The piano's not helpful?
I don't use it.
What do you have for an instrument, Alex?
My violin, but it's like put away right now.
The violin's what?
It's like put away right now.
Put away. What do you have, Stan? Do you have an instrument?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead though.
It died?
Yeah, it's a
They
piano.
killed it? Did they
It
kill
doesn't
it?
take batteries though.
The battery? What kind of instrument is it?
What?
What kind of instrument is it?
It's a piano.
Okay. What kind of batteries do you need?
Like double A.
Double
But I
A, yeah.
need like 6 of them.
The cheapest ones that are the best quality are Amazon Basics. So you can look into that. Anyway, it's not required for this course, but I've had good luck with Amazon Basics. Also, have you guys heard of the store called Harbor Freight? It's over in Montclair. They always got really killer sale prices on batteries, but you got to buy like a 24 pack. So anyway, all right. So these are the major modes. We got 3 regular major modes, and we got one. The blue one is a tweaky jazz mode that's used in the 20th century. Okay. Now let's take a look at the other ones. You guys want to screenshot this? Okay. Whoops. Let's use black again. All right. Okay, now you remember the traditional way of looking at a minor scale? We go like this. We go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, right? And here was your minor scale. Now was relative minor. So that's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and it's also called Aeolian mode. So what do we got there? We got our major scale formula: whole step, half step, right? Whole step, then whole step, half step, right? Then we got whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So that minor scale, whoop, we're going to go whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So the major scale, the formula for the tetrachord is whole, half, right? And then a whole step link, and then a whole, half, right? Now the minor scale, we're going to go whole, half, whole step link, then half, whole. Okay, so here's our bottom line is whole, half. If you take W, H, here's what the ancient Greeks did. They figured out how many ways can you rearrange W, H. You can go W, H, or you can go W, H, W, or H, W, W. And that uses up those possibilities, right? So WWH was called a major tetrachord. Whole, half, whole was a minor tetrachord. And half, whole. Does anybody know what that one was called? That half step should be the dead giveaway, because it gives you a note that's a flat 9. Anybody? Nobody? Stan? Want to throw out a guess? Do you know what mode starts with a half step? Anybody? No? Phrygian tetrachord. So that's what you can do with whole, half. You got whole, half, whole, or half, whole. So this one is a minor tetrachord right there. And this one is a Phrygian tetrachord. So what if I take this, and instead of making that a Phrygian tetrachord, what if I do this? What if I go two minor tetrachords in a row? So we got whole, half, whole step link. Now we have whole, half, whole. So there's two minor tetrachords in a row. Anybody know what that is? Here we have 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. Anybody recognize that?
That Dorian?
Dorian. Very good. So the Dorian was, let me get this out of the way. So major was whole half, whole half, right? That's major. Minor was whole half whole. Let me give you a space there. Whole half whole. Whole step. And then Dorian was whole half whole. Whole step link. Whole half whole. So this one was minor or Aeolian. This one is Dorian. Okay, so now there's a Phrygian tetrachord there. So what if we use the third? We had the tetrachords over here, right? We had the types of tetrachords. We had whole half whole, or half whole, right? So here we have Aeolian Dorian, right? We have a minor and we have a Phrygian. Here we have a minor and a minor. What if we do this? We have two Phrygians, then we have another one. We have half, whole step link, whole, half, whole. So this is what the ancient Greeks did. They played around with these relationships. So here we have a Phrygian tetrachord, two Phrygians. So that one would give you 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. That's Phrygian all the way, right? 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1. Then if we modify that, we go 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. So we have this first one, H, W, W, with a whole step link, and then we have H, W, W. That's going to give you a spacing like this. 1, whoops, 1. Now a half step above 1 is a flat 2. Whole step above a flat 2 is a flat 3, right? A half step, whole step, and above a flat 3 is a 4, right? Right? A whole step above 4 is a 5. Then a half step above 5 is a flat 6. Then a whole step above flat 6 is flat 7. And then to a 1. So there's your Phrygian mode. Two Phrygian tetrachords in a row. And then if you go beyond that, if you go half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, and then whole, half whole, you get an exotic scale. You get an exotic scale. So it's the same as this, except between 5 and flat 6, that would be a natural 6. And then you have a half step to flat 7, and then 1. So that would be a Dorian flat 2. So that's used a lot of times in jazz. They have a Dorian flat 2 scale everywhere in jazz. But we're going to get to that in a little while, in a few weeks. But anyway, so the scales are made up of tetrachords, okay? And the tetrachords are the 3 tetrachords are right here. Yeah. Those are our 3 tetrachords that we're using for the major modes. Now, let's clear this. If you have a tetrachord for a harmonic minor scale, you would have C, D, E flat, there's your flat 3, F, right? 1, 2, flat 3, 4. Then you have 5. Now you have A flat, there's your flat 6. Then you have B natural, there's a 7, and then 1. So what you have here is, you have a minor tetrachord here, right? Then you have this oddball. This is the rub right here. That's 1 1/2 steps. That equals the interval of a minor third. So that goes outside the major tonality, doesn't it? The major ability of whole step, half step. Here we have half step, 1 1/2, half. And that's called a harmonic tetrachord. So that's the new one that gets thrown into the mix when you step outside the half steps and whole steps provided by the Ionian mode or the major scale. You have that harmonic tetrachord, and the Hungarian minor scale has 2 harmonic tetrachords in it. That's what gives us really sour sound. Okay, so now let's take a look at some minor scales. So we're going to go to here, and we're going to go to here, and then there we go. So let's take the first one. Natural minor scale. So we're going to add sharps to the exercises, sharps or flats, to create the natural minor scales. So you see our 2 tetrachords here? We got our tetrachord right here. Whole, half, whole, whole step link, then half, whole, whole. So you see the minor tetrachord, and then your Phrygian tetrachord, right? So that's what we're doing on this exercise. So A to B, is that a whole step? Yeah. B to C, is that a half step? Yeah. C to D, what's that? Whole step, right? So there's your minor tetrachord, there's your A. Now natural minor scales. So here we have D to E, there's a whole step. E to F, we have a half step. F to G, that's a whole step. G to A is a whole step. So there's your Phrygian tetrachord right there, right? So that would be, this is the tonic, so this would be A minor. Okay, now let's do the next one. Can you draw on here, Nathaniel? Can you draw on here? You have access to your tools? Right, that's the formula. Now we got to add sharps or flats. That was right. No, E to F is a half step. Sorry, that was wrong. So you want a half step between A and B, right? Can you hear me okay? You need a half step right between A and B.
Uh-huh.
Did you guys get a mouse yet? No.
I have a mouse.
You
I'm
have a
just
mouse? But it's in another country?
a little lost. Okay.
It's lost in the garage somewhere?
G.
It's in your storage. It's in your storage. You got to go down to storage. There you go. That's a really slick looking flat. All right, there we go. B flat to C is a whole step. And C to D. That's good. You're done. So write D minor over in the right side there. Okay. Danielle, do you want to try to take the next one? You're starting on G, you got E flat. Yeah. Okay, number 4. Stan, you want to take 4? You have a mouse? Bless you. There you go. That was right. C to D flat, well, that was correct. Now D flat to what? There you go. And then you got to write the name of it. Write the name of the scale. What scale is that? You know what scale that is?
I don't remember the minor.
Well, there's the tonic right there, right? F minor, right?
Okay.
All right, very good. All right, so here's what we got, you guys. We got all these you got in your email. So here we're gonna do the treble clef. TC's treble clef ones. TC, 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 TC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are pretty easy. So you take the key signature right at the scale, name it. So just the treble clef ones for Monday. All right, and then you guys turn in your homework today by 5. Okay, very good. We'll see you guys on Monday then. All right. Any questions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we just do this page?
All the TCs. TC, TC, TC. All the treble clef ones for Monday.
Wow. Okay.
Where can we find those?
I send them to you at the beginning of class in your email.
Cool.
What am I supposed to do about the assignment that's due today since the link doesn't work?
Well, we got this, the 7-note scale matrix. We got page 1. Did we had the notes listed. Let's take a
Yeah,
look.
I have them.
You put it up on the screen?
Huh?
Can you put it up on the screen?
My assignment?
The one that did you download it?
Yeah, it shows the notes for 1 through 12.
So, can you put that up on the screen?
You want me to show my assignment?
Yeah, put it up on the screen.
Why though?
I want to see what notes are on the chart up to page 12.
Okay.
C, I got it right here. D, can you guys see this? F, C, G, E, A. And then C for melodic minor, F for melodic minor, C harmonic minor, D for harmonic minor. So that goes up to page 11, right? Okay. So Nathaniel, what were the other keys we had after that?
What page is that?
12.
That should be A.
A, right? So all those are A's. You put an A over here and you do the whole thing like that, see? All right. And after that, what do we have for minor? What do we have for minor, Nathaniel?
That might be G. I think my pages got out of order.
Do we have G?
I had F and then G.
F and G, okay. F is the second one.
F is the first one, and then it's G for the second one.
Okay, so what you're talking about is we had the very first harmonic minor was F.
Oh my god, bro.
The first one was F. Is that what you said, Danielle?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
That was for minor. F
No.
was for minor.
Okay, but we're talking harmonic minor. You said that was F or it was A?
That one was, I believe, A.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we do A. I don't remember what we agreed on, but it was in.
Was the
It was
first
in
one A or F?
harmonic minor on page 12 is A. And then minor on page 13 was F. Okay. Now, how far did everybody get with this assignment? Not too far? So, we'll just do this. We'll just go F here for the second one. Right? And then for the third one, we had minor, and we have Dorian. Let's hold off on these modes. Let's hold off on these modes. If you guys didn't do it, just wait on those. If you did it, turn them in. That'd be great. Extra credit. But just up to 12, up to page 13 for this assignment. That'd be fine. Okay. So page 1 through 11 is already printed. Right? Then here for page 12 we had A. And then for 13 we had F.
So I think 12 is actually C if you go look at the video.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to clarify here.
To correct myself.
I can't look at the
Okay.
video.
Do you want us just to do A for 12 then?
12 would be harmonic minor for A. What I'm trying to do is, rather than call up the video and look at the assignment, we're trying to help Stan out here by letting him know now what notes were supposed to be on there. I could go back and call up the assignment, we could look, but since he can't get the link working, we're trying to just show him which notes we were going to use for this assignment. You guys, it's not that critical. If you don't finish it, this is more of an exercise than a huge assignment, okay? So at least get through up to page 11 where they're all printed, okay? So Stan, would you do that for me? Just get up to page 11 for today.
Yeah, you want me to
Okay, good. And then
turn it
these,
after?
if you got A, and then the next one, Nathan, you said that was C, correct? Or F?
I can't verify. I have to
That's
look
okay.
through.
That's all right. You guys,
Off all the letters if you want. I have them all written down. Page
yeah.
12 is C.
Page 12 is C.
13 was F.
13 is F.
14 was G.
What is it again?
G.
G. Okay.
I could keep going if you want.
Let's just stop it. Just stop it on page 14 there. The assignment's a little bit long, so just cut it off at page 14. Yeah?
So 12, 13, and 14 are A, F, and G.
Is that what you said, Danielle? Who said it, Alex?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
For
right.
page 12, though, it repeats. So you had us doing C, but we already had a C for harmonic minor 2 pages previously. So do you just want us to keep the second C and not send that to you?
Don't do it twice. Just do one.
Okay.
You know, we're just going to go down to this first Dorian. So, here, this first one. Page 14. Up to page 14, guys, okay? And it's more of an exercise than an assignment. just to get you guys used to these exotic scales that we're using. Okay, so see if you can get that to me by 5 o'clock. If you're having a problem with it, just get it turned in by Monday. You need the whole weekend to do it if you're having a struggle with it. But just do these exercises, okay, guys? Fair enough?
1 through 14.
Yeah, see if you can get those done today.
Okay.
Something funny?
I did like all of them.
Well, you will get all the credit then.
Hey.
If we do the rest of them, can we just send them to you once we're done with the rest of them?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We're trying to this whole segment here, we're just trying to help some people out who weren't able to get it done for whatever reason, okay? If you did the whole thing, that's great. You're going to get an A on it, right? But if you can't finish it, just turn in what you got and you'll get credit. But the people who've completed the whole thing, you probably get a full A on it. You see what I'm saying? And it's not going to calculate into the overall grade point average as a huge grade. It's going to be part of your homework assignments. That's all. But definitely get as much as you can done by today, because we need to move on, okay? And if you did all of it, you get full credit. You get 100% assignment. Is that understood, Nathaniel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not going to give everybody 100% credit if they only did half of it, but you'll get credit if you did it. But if you did the full assignment, you get a full credit.
I'm not worried. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Don't you guys worry. You guys, I'm the easiest grader in the whole University of Laverne, so I am committed to having everybody pass the class. And the one thing that you got to understand is you got to show up for class. That's the most important thing. I have a hard time passing people who don't show up for the allotted times. Anyway, we're going way over time, you guys. We're past your bedtime. We're way past your bedtime. You got to go back to bed. Okay. So see if you can fire it out, Stan. Fire it down. And I will see you guys on Monday. Good job.